And welcome back to the Captain's Vlog channel. I am Sean, I'll be your captain today. We are going to talk about an armored sniper D&D character build using the Warforged race or species, whichever you'd like to call it. Today we'll be talking about an Warforged who's nimble like a rogue, but not a rogue, fires a crossbow that could one-shot, and well, one shot is a bit of a stretch, but it can do a lot of damage. It can do Sharpshooter and it can do Crossbow Expert. So it can do a decent amount of damage. It will have extra attack by level 5, and it will also be able to have an additional attack using haste later on. It will also get assistance from a steel defender and a homunculus buddy. So without further ado, let's get started on the build. Alright, so let's get cracking. As you can see here, this is the armored snipers that I have so far. I have put it together. It has an armor class of 19 so at the moment, but we will build up on this and bring it as high as 32 depending on the scenario. And if your DM allows, it could even reach up to 37 if I'm not mistaken. This build is meant to have high AC. That is the focus of this build. A high AC character, very hard to hit, but it may actually not do as big amount of damage as you hope, but it can do a decent amount. So I will show a build from the start. This is what it is by level 20. At level 1, it will have an AC of 16, and by level, what was it, 12, it'll have an AC of 23. And at, well, as you can see, it at level 20, it will have a level AC of 32. I will explain it, but I will go through the steps first to get to the end and then let you know how all of it adds up together. Okay, first step. We are going to first allow these two. I always do, because Tasha's Squadron I think is usually a must in my builds. And so is Xanathar's Guide of Everything. And there will also be Strixhaven Curriculum of Chaos, if that's how it's pronounced, as well as Big Bees. Big Bees will be involved in this as well. Okay, so let's make sure everything else is set, and then we will move on to picking our species. And Warforged is right about, where are you here? Okay, confirm. Okay, this is the Warforged. Once you pick Warforged, what do you need to sell? This is what you need to pick when you start off without doing any changes. But you need to make a few changes if you want this build to work the way I've set it up so far. So right now, usually you'll have to go with the constitution of with the +2 and 1 to go to any other ability score. We're going to change that by going to the origin manager that's been provided to us by Tasha's Cauldron, and we're going to select this origin ability score increase. We're going to have it so that it's customized for us. All right, and then when we go back here, we get to pick both of them. So what we're going to do is we are going to give 2 to intelligence, and we're going to give the 1 to dexterity. Why? Because we are going to be needing a lot of intelligence for this build. We will be using classes that use intelligence, i.e. Wizard, Artificer, and we will need some dex as well for our AC purposes. So let's close this up, go down to the rest. Integrated protection specifically, I need to talk about just this one part where it gives you a +1 bonus to armor class. So straight off the bat, you get a +1. We are going to select our skills and tools. So for the skills and tools, we'll be taking first. I'm going to be taking Insight. And for the tools, where is it? Here, you can actually, it's not artisan's tools, it's any kind of tools. So for me, I want to try Poisoner's Kit. Let's say you are able to gain access to poisons and the start. You'll be able to use that as extra damage, potentially, let's say Serpent's Poison or something like that. Oh, language. I was going to pick Common Sign Language. How did I miss that? All right, this is our Warforged so far. Immediately to the ability scores, we are going with point buy as normal. And we've already allocated our points for the first bit. Now we are going to give this a full max for intelligence, full max for dex. We are dropping strength, we are dropping charisma. This is going to be given a 14, our constitution, and the last points are going to go into wisdom. Actually, it's 13, my mistake. And then wisdom is going to be 12. Why wisdom is because sometimes we'll end up having to do wisdom saves and dex saves, which are quite common saves. Dex saves, we're going to be fine because we're going to have a lot of dex. Wisdom, we don't have much, but as long as we have at least a +1, it's decent for those saves. You don't want to have a -1 for a wisdom save because those saves are the kind of things that try and control you, charm you, and stuff like that. So it's nice to have saves for wisdom and dex, even just a little bit. Constitution specifically, I wanted a little higher this time because it's not just about having a high AC. Sometimes you get moves that it doesn't even take AC into account, like you have to roll saving throws, i.e., the wisdom and dex. For now, we will be going with this setup. Our ASIs that'll come up will round up constitution and round up intelligence, and we will have intelligence boosted up to 20 by the end of this, and dex will reach about, let's say, 18. Now that this bit is set up, we are going to go and pick our background. Sorry guys if I'm pausing, it's actually because I'm looking at my sheet on what my process will be, one after the other. For the background, we will be taking Rune Carver, simply because for flavor wise it works with this, and you'll also get some useful spells early on, like somewhat early on, because it's based on your half your proficiency bonus is the number of those spells. Those spells come in the form of runes, the runes that you can slap onto yourself somewhere, and then you can use it once a day, or if you have spell slots you can use those, cast them once you've used it once a day, the free time. But the spell slot ones is only if you have spell slots. See, for now we got Rune Carver, history and perception, we got that for our proficiencies. I would actually take leatherworker here because I'm trying to make it so that we start off with leather armor, right? But I'm trying to make us later on get studded leather. So anything that can help me get that leather faster is better. Plus, with leatherworking tools, I can maybe carve in those runes into the leather while we are, leveling or playing the game. So kind of works out, but don't worry because we'll be getting a lot more tool proficiencies. The higher levels we go, a lot. We'll have quite a bit. Can make almost anything. You don't need to pick the tools I'm taking. I'm just sharing you what I picked and why I picked it. But yeah, so let's see. Here are all the different kind of runes you can get and the stuff that goes with it. So let's see. Choose an option. I am using intelligence. That's going to be my main thing. Here they allow you to pick all three, but technically it tells you have to pick it like whenever you half your proficiency bonus rounded down. So we're going to start off with one. I'm only going to pick one for now. And I am going to take Disguise Self. You're a Warforged. You're in mostly humanoid lines. I don't know what your campaigns setup would be. The way people see an automaton, interacting with people. Is it strange? Is it normal? We don't know. Disguise Self could be handy to, cover you up at a certain time. I mean, Warforges, robot, walking bots kind of stand out. I mean, if you have some wild looking thing, then you could be discovered quite easily. And sometimes you want to be a little stealthy. You're not going to have proficiency in stealth in this build. At least I wouldn't take it directly. If I rattle on any further, let me go and get the rest of the stuff. Alright, so now we are going to go and get our first level in our class. Again, I am using the 2014 rules because the 2024 rules still are a bit light on the content or the ability to import the previous source books into it. So I feel like I have more tools to work with the 2014 rules. And we are going to take the fighter. Add the class. There it is. Alright. Before we go, optional rules. You can take this. but I don't need it. I know exactly what I'm taking. This replace fighting style, with another fighting style. I'm not gonna replace it. Just wanted to point that out there. Otherwise, usually I would have just taken everything. Fighter skills. All right. So what did I take for fighter skills? I took athletics and acrobatics cause fighter and acro. Where are you? Acrobatics. Okay, that's out of the way. Fighting style. You are going to take defensive. Why? Because it gives you a +1 bonus to AC. And remember, we got a +1 bonus to AC because we had like integrated protection from our Warforged. So that's a +2 already. Haven't even started. And second win. Alright, so this is our first level. Now we are going to the equipment, if I am not mistaken. Yes, we are. We are going to use this, and we are not using chainmail. We are going to stick with light armors like leathers and studded leathers because we are going to eventually get um, a wizard Bladesinger. It'll be later on, but we are going to use Blade Song. Blade Song cannot be used if you have a shield or any armor that's stronger than light. Medium or heavy, it stops. So it's pointless getting stronger armor if your move won't work. Because that move is pretty good because it's going to add our intelligence to our AC and boost it up. So intelligence is going to be all the way up to 5 eventually. So that when you go into Blade Song, instantly you get 5 AC just like that. Leather with a longbow and 20 arrows. We're not taking a shield. We're going to take 2 martial weapons. We're going to take a hand crossbow. I really like hand crossbows because it works nicely with Crossbow Expert to give you a bonus action shot. I will, before I pick the next one, a light crossbow with 20 bolts. Why? Because of the 20 bolts. Because you're going to have hand crossbow. You might as well use those bolts with the hand crossbow. But you don't have the feats yet, so you could just use the light crossbow because it has a higher range. You can keep the light crossbow and get rid of the longbow and the 20 arrows later if you'd like, or just make use of them until the arrows are gone and then sell the longbow. Because I'd find it easier just stocking up on crossbow bolts, so then you can swap between the hand crossbow and the light crossbow whenever you need to. But I need to mention that if you use a light crossbow and you use both hands for it, it may knock you off your blade song. Because if you ever use some weapon with 2 hands, blade song's gone. So that's why I'd prefer using hand crossbow than anything else. And it's up to your DM too. But according to the rules, as like raw, you need a one-handed weapon. So crossbow, one hand, it works out. But yeah, I'm gonna give this a rapier. Basically, when I'm using a Bladesinger, I give it a rapier. Highest damage with the finesse dex weapon. But the idea is not to use a melee weapon. The idea is to use a ranged weapon. Alright, I'm gonna pick Dungeoneer's pack because you get more stuff in there. You don't really need a lot of ration stuff. You can actually give it away to your party because you don't eat anything as a Warforged. Set up artisans tools, leatherworkers tools, right? Anyway, yeah, the rest of the stuff is pretty good. We're gonna add this first, and let's just say we will use these two. Backpack, pouch. There you go. One more item to add actually. Early on, if you have the cash, try get a set of robes to go with this. Why? Because it'll be relevant down the line actually, but it will be relevant after level 12 specifically. But just so you have it, or to like incorporate it with your leather armor might help out at that end. Now that we have settled that, I'm gonna give you a quick look of character level 1, and after that we'll be mostly sitting on the character creation until character level 12, and then we'll be going back to character creation all the way to level 20. This is what it looks like so far. Supposed to be 16. 1 second. There it is. Just a sec. I'm just gonna change this. Alright. Better. Okay, AC 16. You are level 1. What are your actions? What can you do? You have crossbow. You can shoot. You will do damage. But it's not a lot. You're level 1. You're still a kid. Your proficiencies are alright. Your acrobatics is crazy. Your history is really good. Athletics, you have +1. Insight +3. Perception +3. So you're not useless. Poisonous kit and leatherworkers kit. So if you can get your DM to help you out with some poisons, then you're kind of set to do a bit more damage. Your languages are down here: common sign language, a giant. Why did I pick common sign language? Because I see this as a sniper, high armored sniper. You are hard to hit, you're far away, and you shoot from a distance. You want to actually try and do some sharpshooter shots most of the time as the sniper. So I'd imagine you'd be further away from the front lines and taking your pot shots. And sometimes snipers need to sneak into certain places. Sometimes you need to infiltrate, take out some things from a distance, so the rest of your group can storm in and do some like shock maneuvers. But sometimes if you're doing sign language, you don't need to actually make noise about this. You communicate with your hands and it'll be relatively quiet. So yeah, that's why I picked it. A giant comes with the rune master. Common, you come by default. Let's go back. Alright, let me pause for 1 second. Alright, guys, after a quick pause, we're back. It's actually been about a day. Let's continue where we left off. Alright, so we are at fighter level 1, and now we are going to be going into level 2. Let's just quickly put that in. I'll try to go a bit quicker here because we don't need to dally too long with this setup. Okay, so we've got our action surge going on. And now we will quickly go into level 3 and pick our martial archetype. What are we picking? Guess what? The Rune Knight. There you go. And we are for bonuses. Okay, we got the Smith's tools here now. We already know how to speak, write, giant. It's fine. And for rune carvers, we are going to pick one of these 4 runes. What rune are we picking? It is going to be, first and foremost, we're picking stone rune, because we do not, if you guys notice, we did not have any dark vision as a Warforged. So up until this point, it's hard to see in the dark. So pick the stone rune, and as long as you slap it on something, you will have 120 feet of dark vision to take care of any sight issues. Sorry if the camera is moving around a bit. My hand's on the computer. 1 sec. Let's get the next rune. I will pick fire because we're going to have a number of tools, and you could do quite a bit of RP with these tools, and having them do at advantage could just help you out a bit more. So having the fire rune gives you that ability to have an advantage with your runes. So, sorry, with your tools. So I usually take it, but it's optional. If you guys want to take something like the Cloud Rune or the Frost Rune, go ahead. But for the purposes of RP and flavor, I am going to be taking the Fire Rune. And you also get Giant Smite at level 3. That's just an extra bit of damage if you can put it out there. And we're going to move on to the next level, which is 4. Now, as soon as we hit 4, we come to the ASI. Let me just close everything up. Giants, right? Okay. Are we taking an ASI here? Let's see. I'm checking my list. No, we are taking the feat Crossbow Expert. Why are we taking the feat Crossbow Expert? Because our loading property is going to be ignored if we do. By the way, guys, I am aware that y'all may not be able to see the drop down menus I'm picking through, so just bear with me on that. And okay, so now we got the Crossbow Expert suite. See, as you can see, you can take a bonus action to shoot. If it's a creature's at 5 feet, doesn't impose disadvantage, which is huge. Ignores the loading property, and we're good to go to level 5. We all know what level 5 fighter is. Extra attack. And now you've got attack, extra attack, and a bonus action attack. 3 different attacks as a fighter, level 5. It's not Sharpshooter, but it's okay. We can get it. We're going to get it later. And hopefully our proficiency bonus will increase. So the -5 penalty to our attack rolls will be a little less punishing. This might be a good time to mention that we are actually going 6 levels of fighter. And then that's it for fighter. Because we get another thing here. And I'm pretty sure this is going to be an ASI. Because we need, if you noticed, we had a few abilities that were uneven numbers. which was the intelligence and constitution specifically. So now con is up to a +2 modifier. Intelligence is up to a +4 modifier. Yes, it's at 18. So that is your level 6. Let's have a quick look at this before we continue the rest of the build to level 12. Then we'll have another look at it, and then we'll go all the way to 20 and have the final look. All right, so over here we have still your AC is 16, which is fine. Your hit points are 52. You're a level 6, and you can do 3 attacks. You're starting off, your AC is not that high just yet. It will get there, but it'll start getting there once we've got enough of our wizard levels in. Because when we go wizard, we'll see how much we can add on to the build. And there it is, our wizard. Okay, wizard. We have got hit points, nothing for proficiency, spellcasting, and arcane recovery. Okay, so for spellcasting, we're gonna get 3 cantrips, and we're gonna get 6 first level spells. And the amount we can prepare is based on our intelligence plus something. We'll see it from here. Let's add a few spells in. Go to 0. Let's see, what am I taking? I think I will be taking. Oh, just so you know, I'm picking expanded rules and 2014 ones. 4 rules right now. It goes to the 2024 spell versions. So since I'm not using the 2024 rules, I won't be selecting that. The number one thing I always want to get as a wizard is prestidigitation. Where are you? Right there. Go. I'm taking minor illusion as well because I want to try to use it as a way to make some pretend cover for yourself so you can hide behind it. Because people or creatures that don't succeed on a certain intelligence save cannot see through this thing. It'll look less like a solid object in front. Can come quite handy actually. Message, I'd like to take it. Communication, basically almost like telepathy, quite handy in situations when your party has to have some distance. And then we get into the first level spells. You all know what I'm gonna take now. It is Silvery Barbs. And then Shield immediately after. And then we will be taking another reaction spell. Those two are reaction spells. Another one, Absorb Elements. Why? Because protection. The shield will give you that AC boost that you want when you need it for this high AC character. Silvery Barbs and Absorb Elements help with other things. Like Silvery Barbs is when the enemy rolls too well and you don't want them to roll too well. Yeah, so basically just to handicap your enemy. And Absorb Elements is to give you resistance to certain spells. Like if you have a Dragon's Fire Breath and suddenly you need to do a dex save and you succeed or fail, you take a bunch of damage, but it'll give you resistance, which you can half that. So let's just say if you pass the save and you take half damage from it, with resistance, it goes down to quarter. Can be quite helpful because you're a wizard, you are squishy, but you have a bit of fighter in there, so you can take a little bit of damage. So you're not completely useless when it comes to taking a hit, but with the amount of non-fighter levels coming in for this build, you'll eventually be somewhat squishy. So let's just see what else can we take. Okay, feather fall in case you fall, because seriously, fall damage can be really bad if it's from really high. Uh, then we'll be taking some, what do you call it? Ritual spells. We'll be taking Find Familiar just so you can get some scouting done, and we'll also be taking Identify just so you can figure out any kind of weird items that your DM might give your party and they have no idea what it is, just to get some more information for your party to use. And that, if I'm not mistaken, should be the 5 we need. Okay, now back to the spell book. Okay, we got it under rituals, and we can set them as learn, learn, learn. Oh, all right, there we go. Settled. Oh, oh, right. There we go. That should do it. We don't need find familiar out and about or waste a spell slot for it. You can just take an hour plus 10 minutes, and then you can just have your creature summonable, go back into hidden into the subdimension, bring it back whenever you need it. Might as well do this outside of combat during downtime, and then you can have this as a with the spell slot do a 1 minute cast, or as a ritual do a 10 minute thing. Can be done as a 1 minute to save time if you really need to, but I just use it as a ritual whenever possible. Rest, you need to have it castable whenever you like require it. It's basically a save me spells. And you don't I didn't if you notice I didn't take any damaging cantrips because we are not going to be using the cantrips for damage. We're going to be using the crossbow bolts from the hand crossbow or the light crossbow, but we'll be phasing out the light crossbow more for the hand crossbow because, as I mentioned earlier, we're going to be using the blade song. Next level in Wizard. And there comes the choice. Okay, there we go. Training in War and Song. I'm going to be taking the rapier. I already have ability to use any weapon because of fighter right now. So there we go. Blade Song stuff is right here. So you get a bonus for AC. Your walking speed goes up by 10 too. That's pretty decent. You have advantage on Dex acrobatics checks, which is great because I'm proficient in that as well. You gain bonus to any con saves, saving throws to make or maintain your concentration on a spell. Bonus includes equals your intelligence modifier. So if our intelligence modifier right now is a +4, you can add that to your con saves to maintain concentration on a spell. And there are certain spells that we will be concentrating on to keep our AC up, and having it like giving it a higher chance to stay on is really good. So this is a very welcome bonus, right? And because we are level 2, we get 2 new spells. What shall we take? We will be taking Charm Person, Legacy 1. Yeah, gotta make sure this is put on. And let's just take Unseen Servant. So we have a ritual, another ritual spell that we can use. Go into our spell book. And then we will pick Charm Person so we can use the spell. This can be a ritual. Identify is there as well. We have got our spell set up. And now the next level in Wizard. By the way, we are character level 8. Next level in Wizard. What is it? We don't get anything great except second level spells. Second level. Took a while to load. Let's see. We are picking Vortex Warp and Misty Step. Yes, that's the one. Vortex Warp, Misty Step. Cool. Back to the spellbook. Second level spells. Click Vortex Warp. Oh no, we need to get rid of something. Okay, good thing we have some ritual spells we can unlearn. So we can go and learn the spells we need. And we're back to Wizard. Oh, by the way, let's just say we want to have additional wizard spells. We are going to take this as well, just so you can swap out your cantrips at certain levels. And now we are going level 4. We are going to take the Sharpshooter feat. There is it. No disadvantage on our ranged weapon attacks at long range, so don't need to worry about that range thing. The 2 range options, the short range, you can hit normally, long range, disadvantage with Sharpshooter, that goes away. It's just a normal roll. Range weapon ignores half cover and 3/4 cover, which is pretty good because that gives the enemy more AC. So now that doesn't have to bother you. Okay, before you make an attack with a ranged weapon proficient with, you can choose to take a -5 penalty to do the extra 10 damage. That is what we want. That is what we were after, to get some big damage in. So now we are character level 10. Is it level 4? That means second level again. We get to take a cantrip, by the way, this time. I usually would like to go for Mage Hand. Just give some telekinetic help. If you can't reach certain things, grab certain things. It can be quite handy, pardon the pun. Okay, spells we'll be taking, see invisibility. Why? Because we'll be basically we'll be shooting, right? We'll be shooting from a distance. And sometimes if your enemy goes invisible, it's not like you can go and look for them and then take a hit. You probably would need to see them, and best if it was at a distance to optimize your ability to not get hit much. So seeing them if they were invisible would help quite a bit. And it lasts for an hour and doesn't cost concentration either. So it's actually quite helpful. And let's take a ritual spell. Let's just for now take something. Let's go and take alarm, just so you can set up something that if someone breaches your space or some place that you lock for yourself, that's not like an ally or anything. It'll just give you a notice so you can uh, what was the term? Bug out. Now we will be going in to Wizard level 5. Wizard level 5 may be our last level in Wizard. What do we get? Nothing. Why? Because we are getting 3rd level spells. Now, what we will be taking here specifically is 1 haste. This is our concentration spell. This is what will give us another +2 in our AC. And we will also be taking Leomon's Tiny Hut. This particularly is good. Why is this good? Because, okay, number 1, it's a ritual. Number 2, you don't need to cast it as a ritual, actually. You can literally just cast it in 1 minute. So if your party does not engage, let's say, a specific big enemy, and you can take at least a minute of setup before you go in, you can set up a safe space using this. A near invulnerable, like 10-foot radius immobile dome of force. A dome, so it's covered on top and it's covered on the bottom. And it will be where your allies can get in and seek some solace or recover a little bit and jump back out, or it can be a place where you sit in and take pot shots at the enemy with your hand crossbow and crossbow bolts. You're not casting a spell at the enemy, you're shooting crossbows. It's very doable. So you can literally have yourself as a protected turret taking shots, but it's up to your DM's discretion. Sometimes he might not like it if it's a bit too cheesy, but okay, you still have your high AC coming up, so it can be quite handy. And remember, you are a 16 AC character right now. So let's just say you take the Blade Song, you go from 16, all of a sudden a +4, you're a 20 AC. Take Haste, 22 AC already. So it's still quite decent. And what are you? You're a level 11 character. It's alright, quite good. And let's see. Now that we have taken our spells here as wizard, we can close it off and go take. Okay, specifically some campaigns end by level 12. So in cases like that, you can take another, let's say another level in wizard if you're not taking this character any further than where it is right now, and just give it another couple of 3rd level spells and maybe get something a little extra out of it. Whatever the wizard class would give you, but we're not going into another wizard because we're going all the way to 20. Because we're going all the way to 20, from here I'd recommend you take your 12th level in Artificer. Artificer is going to help us get more AC out of this. We've got our 1st level in Artificer. Let's see what we got. Hit points. We have proficiency in Thieves' Tools and Tinker's Tools. Probably want to get one or both of them so you can do your tinker stuff. Let's see, magical tinkering and spellcasting. Okay, spellcasting here. You get to have, I believe, 2 cantrips of our choice, and we can have a number of spell slots prepared from a list that we've already been given that we can pick from and swap out daily. Just need to flavor it as tech. Right. What are we taking? From here, we will be taking guidance, because it's always good to have some guidance when you're doing some RP stuff. I'm not taking that guidance. Sorry, I forgot to do that. There we go. In guidance and mending. Why mending? It'll be relevant a bit, just a little later, like 2 levels later, because we'll be going on battlesmith specialization. Telling you a bit early, just because we could use it to heal our bot basically during a short rest. Let's see, what are we taking now? All right, spellcasting. We can take whatever we'd like and swap it out with things in the what we have for our what is it called wizard. But for now, let's just say I'm taking cure wounds, fairy fire. What else do we like? Detect magic. We have a lot of this already. This doesn't need uh, what's it, concentration, so we'll take long strider as well. Great. So we've got our spells. Level 1 is settled. This is a level 2 character, level 12. We're gonna check it out now. Still says armor 16, which is fine because now we know how we're getting extra armor. It's gonna come from our blade song and it's gonna come from our haste. So that's an extra plus 6 at the moment. So 16 plus 6, we get a 22. Alright, so this is where some characters may come to the max of their journey and be alright with that. 22 AC, this is a level 12 character, alright. But let's just say if you're going all the way to level 20, then we can boost that AC up there. Alright, let's just take a second to set this up. Ooh, I forgot to mention. At this point in time, or somewhere even earlier, you actually should have added studded leather armor into your collection and use that instead of the leather armor just to get that extra AC in there. Studded leather, that in, and we're wearing this now. And there we go. We are 1 AC higher, and we will be raising that 1 more as soon as we hit the next level. Why? Because we're getting infusions now. Artificer infusions. We can pick some infusions. What we're picking first is enhanced defense. This will give us a +1 bonus to our armor class as well once it's used on our armor. So that means we not just have a +1 from this armor, we also have the +1 from the studded leather. So if we had gone back now to see the character, it would have had instead of an AC of 16, an AC of 18. I will probably have to add this infusion to see that rise to 18. Otherwise, it'll still look like 17. But then again, remember, we get another boost of 16 AC from our spell and um, blade song. So now it should be about AC 24 once everything is up. Don't forget, we have shield as well. So on demand, if 24 is not enough, you can hit shield and suddenly you're at a 29. Let's add a little bit more to this. I'd like to take here, where is it? Mind Sharpener, right? Mind Sharpener. So whenever you fail a con save to on a concentration spell, like say haste, if you got hit too hard and it knocked you off, it's fine. Expend 1 charge from the Mind Sharpener and you should be able to stay in concentration. I directly from here, it doesn't say how much charges you get, but if I'm correct, it should be either your proficiency bonus or your intelligence modifier, one of the two. But we can check that once we get out of this back and see the character. So let me just add the last 2. We will give this repeating shot. Eventually, you'll be able to use 3 of these artificial infusions. Currently, you can only use 2. So you'll be using enhanced defense and mind sharpener just to keep your AC stuff active. Repeating shot would be nice. Give yourself a extra boost to your hand crossbow. Make it magical, maybe if it's not already magical. You haven't already got a magical hand crossbow. It's a bit of a bummer, but here at least this thing can just give you the little bit you need. But let's see. Replicate magical object. I'd take something, anything that's useful. Let's say, for example, I would currently just take an enduring spellbook, just for the sake of keeping my spellbook that I have as a wizard safe. So let's get that. There it is. And now we will have a quick look at our spells. Do we have any more we can add? Yes, we can add 1 more leveled spell. Do we want to add anything? Is the question, because some of these are good to have, some of these not that necessary. All right, purify food and drink. A sanctuary, you can give it to someone who's trying to escape. Maybe I'd give it to myself. Yeah, I'd give that to myself actually, just in case I need to bug out. Purify food and drink is for your party mostly. Anyway, moving on. We are going 3. We are picking up that battlesmith right now. Go, 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 go. You're going to get our bot. Okay, right tool for the right job. You can use their thieves tools to make another tool for whatever you're good at using. So I haven't added thieves tools or tinker's tools to my kit yet. You can add it at any time you want. I mean, in game you'd probably have to go buy it, but for the case of this build, I can add it later if I need to. You gain proficiency in Smith tool. You haven't already have it, but or you can take something else. Since I already have it, I will take something else. And what we'll be taking in this case will be carpenter's tools. No particular reason, just because it just covers a lot of bases of things you can build. You're kind of like an inventor, a builder of certain things. You have a robot, maybe having experience with certain materials might be lore friendly, maybe on theme. Maybe you can do something with your ability to create stuff. You're not just limited to metal stuff. You can use wood to do other things. But yeah, just have that under your belt. Okay, we're gonna have a bunch of spells with us. Particularly, Warding Bond is going to be useful for us later on. Near the end of this build, we will have a homunculus with us, and we will be using the homunculus to cast Warding Bond from itself onto us, thus giving us another point of AC. So, till then, we have battle ready. When you attack with a magic weapon, you can use your intelligence modifier instead of your strength or dex for your attacks and damage rolls, which is good, increasing our damage. That is great. Proficiency with martial weapons, already had that. And let's see, Steel Defender, we get the bot. This guy is going to help you protect you, basically, hopefully giving you half cover, which is an extra 2 AC on top of everything. So that is his biggest plus point. Plus, he's also a little bit tanky, so quite useful. And quick check on our spells. Burp, close that up. Nope, we don't get. We are going to go for 4th level of Artificer. We are going to be taking ability score. We are going to make our intelligence hit 5 now. Back to the spells. See what we got. We have 2 available. Let's see. What would we like to take? So let's just see. Shield, always prepared. Now here's the thing. Shield is always prepared. That means you can actually go back to your wizard spells and unlearn shield from there and learn something else. Maybe one of your ritual spells can be prepared to be cast with the spell slot instead of having to be always ritual cast. Can be quite handy. So that's already ready. Let's just see what else can we give. Let's just say identify is always ready for us, right? And let's just say in this side we have Featherfall. So Featherfall and identify and shield are always ready for us. So that means we can go back to the wizard spells and go and unclick them from here. And also check this out. We've got an extra point because our intelligence score has gone up. So we have another space as well. So once we remove shield and Featherfall and identify is, it doesn't need to be learned. So we have a good 3 spots to be using. All right, so what shall we pick? Here we go. Let's see. We will be. We have all of that already. See, invisibility was not picked. Sorry, my mistake. Now it is. And now we need 2 more. Let's just say Unseen Servant. We can call him instantly. Quite helpful. Don't need this. Do we need alarm? How long does it take? 11 minutes? 1 minute if it's learned? Yeah, why not? No need to do it for fine familiar. You really don't need it to do it for fine familiar. So set it for alarm, and we're done with that side. All right. We are currently at character level 15. At this point, I will actually be going back here, not to just show you guys, but to add in the infusions. If some of y'all don't know how it's done, I'll just show it from here. Okay, see, we had starter leather added. So that's 12 plus 3 from our decks, plus 1 from the fighting style, 1 from integrated protection. So that's there. But we haven't infused the plus 1 yet. So we go to inventory, we go all the way to the bottom, and then you see attunement here, and below that is an infusions. And here is enhanced defense. You click this, you go up here, and nothing's been chosen. You choose something, and since it chooses your starter leather, you pick that, and yeah, create infusion. There it is, and it should be settled. So if you go back up here, see, it's 18 now. 13 starter leather, 3 from the decks, 1 from your fighting style, and 1 from your integrated protection. So now what happens? You will add 5 from your, was it, blade song. So blade song plus 5 means 23, and then you add haste, that makes it 25, and then let's say that's not enough for some weird reason, you cast shield, and then you have an AC of 30. You're level 15, your AC is 30. Oh, and you have a steel defender. I almost forgot. So if you have half cover through him, that's another 2. 32. Going back into the build, we are going to go the last 5 levels of Artificer and then wrap up this build. Let's see. We're going to have basically Artificer 9. So let's get cracking. Extra attack spells. We have quite a selection of second level spells that we can take from here. That's the restoration and all that if we don't need anything from over here. Cure wounds, we have detect magic. Let's just say we don't need to have detect magic on call. Say we can use 10 minutes to set that up. Fine. Fairy fire is to make like a section visible for if it has invisible animals in it. Alright, sure, you can have that there. Let's say you don't need sanctuary prepared right now. Maybe you have other things you'd want to have prepared. That's fine. You go here. Now, let's see. What do we need? Let's just say you want less restoration in case you get messed up and you need to get yourself out of it so you can actually get your stuff working. And maybe you want to enhance your ability for certain checks that you're doing, or you want to get through certain doors. Maybe you want to break the door, and you can use enlarge reduce to reduce the size of the door. Maybe enlarge yourself, but then you'll be using a haste, so not great idea. Enhanceability is mostly for outside of battle, so you can have that set, or you can even just go invisibility. Either way, that works out. Invisibility seems legit. If you're using invisibility, you're not fighting because it's not the battle invisibility. It's not greater invisibility. This is for um, getting around before the fights. Hit 6. That means we have tool expertise. Proficiency bonus is double for any ability check you make with the tool. So your proficiency is like plus 12, and you're rolling with advantage. We can take 2 more infusions. We will be taking the homunculus. Replicate magic item and like, let's say, cloak of elven kind, yeah. Because just to help you sneak around a little bit more, let us check if we have our spell options. We do. Enlarge it. This helps us outside of combat. Let's take that. You know what? No. Sometimes getting a door open when it's not meant to open might help you. Let's just keep that for now, just so you can get into places and do your stuff. You can use the other thing for more RP stuff later. Level 7, Flash of Genius. Let's see. You can actually use this for, how do you say, you can use a reaction to add your intelligence modifier to any check or save made by me or another creature within 30 feet of me. So it helps you out for that RP stuff quite a bit. It's like almost like guidance, but it's just more. How many times can you use this? You can use this a number of times equal to your intelligence bonus. So 5 times a day? Yeah, 5 times a day. Okay. So when you really need it, when it's clutch moments, you can use it with guidance as well. And you have guidance, so you can do it. So quite interesting. Now, moving to the next one. We get a spell, but we'll get to it soon. We just need to go here, add our dex. Why? Because now our armor class will go even higher. And we'll add something to our spells. Oh, you can take 8. Why? It's basically a ranged heal. The range is like 30 feet still, but a ranged heal is still good to have. May have missed it earlier, but yeah, you can have taken it. You could have taken it earlier if you wanted to. I'm just trying to run through this fast. All right, well, as fast as I can, to be fair. And yeah, our last level is coming up. Level 20. Arcane Jolt. When a steel defender or I make a magical weapon attack, either the target takes an extra 2d6 force damage, or a creature or object within 30 feet of the target gets a 2d6 hit points restored to it. I kind of like that a bit better. So you can take a shot at an enemy, and if your ally is nearby and in trouble, you can give them a quick boost of health to spare them, like from like say doing death saves and whatnot. So quite useful, and it's a level 20 situation. I had forgot to mention during our rise, we ended up getting more of these runes, right? So besides disguise, I would have actually picked a long strider here and then command, just so it'll be good. So if I get long strider here, I won't need long strider on my long strider. Yes, it wasn't an artificer. So you can actually go back in here and remove it from the artificer. You go and remove it from there. I forgot to click this, so it confused me. And oh, I forgot to add in third level spells. So we have a space for a third level spell. What would we like to take? We have Dispel Magic available, Fly, but we don't need it because we need Haste, Concentration, Glyph of Warding. So here's the thing. You could have a Glyph of Warding set up, but it takes an hour. But if you can get a spell off of that, that spell doesn't require concentration, so you can have Haste on like for the full duration, but it'll, unless you're in battle immediately after, it'll just like poof, gone. So what else would you got? Water breathing. You don't need that. You are Warforged. You actually don't need to breathe. Dispel magic might be helpful to get rid of some problems. So we'll just take that for now. And yeah, I mean, you can just change up these spells anytime you want. But that's a pretty decent build so far. Let's have a look at our guy and then assess the full AC. All right, here it is. As you can see, like the previous build I had already made, you have a 19 AC, 13 armor. Why is it 13? Because it's started leather is 12 plus dex. 13 is because we've infused it with the enhanced defense. So now it's 13. So we add our dex bonus. Our dex is at 4 plus 4 for now because it's at 18. So 13 plus 4, that is at 17. And then plus 1 for fighting, 18. And plus 1 for integrated protection, 19. So we know that's what those numbers are. Now let's add Blade Song into it. Blade Song is a plus 5 because of our intelligence. That becomes 24. Add 2 with haste. That's 25, 26. Great. Let's just say you are behind your Warforged. I mean, sorry, your Steel Defender. We add another 2 because of half cover, let's say. That becomes 27, 28. And then you have your Homunculus who will be casting Warding Bond on you to get another plus 1. So 29. and then you add in what is it called? Shield +5. So that's a what, 34? 34 AC. And let's just say you got 3/4 cover instead of half cover from your steel defender. That goes another extra 3 because it's a +5 at that point, right? I think so. So that would make you a 37. So if you have 3/4 cover and you add all of that on top, you have an AC of 37. So that is pretty much the build. Thanks guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, subscribe, and maybe share if you like these kind of build videos, also the reactions. So uh, probably catch you guys later. Let me know your feedback on these builds. Let me know if there's something that you'd like to see improved, if you'd like changed, or maybe a specific build you'd like want me to like showcase. Um, yeah. So hope this build helps you. Um, any questions? Let me know in the comments, and I'll get back to you. So have a good one, and cheers.